Hey everyone, how's it going? It's raining and thundering outside right now, so you may hear some thunder, depends on how good my mic is at picking that sort of thing up. But hello everyone, to especially to the new subscribers who have found me either through thatonevideogamer.com because it was so cool that roguelike video got featured on their website. That was one of the coolest things that's happened this year, which is very exciting to say the least. And people who have discovered me through other stuff, videos and such, I guess I should introduce myself. I am Josh. If you don't already know who I am, then that's me. I do videos about indie games, lots of them, weird ones, some ones that you may have heard of, ones that you might not have heard of, and I'm just gonna try and introduce you to all sorts of things, and whatever sticks you can go and play, that sort of thing. I'm exposing you to unknown realms, hopefully, and seeing if there's anything that you would enjoy to play. And on that note, I went to Feral Vector the other when was it? Was it on the 4th, which is a Friday. So last Friday I went to Feral Vector, which was all about, it had talks about game design and stuff like that. It had some games there. Night in the Woods, if you've seen the Kickstarter that was successful quite a while back now, that game was there and it was so cool. There were some card games there. There was stuff. I actually did vines. I discovered, well, I didn't discover it, I experimented with it to see what it was like to use, and I gotta say, I quite like the art of the vine. I haven't quite mastered it, because there's always like that few extra milliseconds at the very end that I just need to go, extra recording space that I haven't used, and then I have to upload it. But people have been enjoying my vines, apparently. I only did 3, I think. Yeah, there was one of the Wise Old Games Owl, which was a talk. It was a parody of like old school designers becoming indies and doing and saying stupid things like that. It was very funny. There was also one of Night in the Woods. There was also one of a game called Kingdoms, which is coming out for iOS at some point, which is like a tactical two-player game where you have to, like, kind of like Reversey, where you can take over other people's tiles, but you can also like reinforce your tiles so they can't take them over from certain directions and cool stuff like that. So yeah, no, I took videos of those, and yeah, I had an absolute blast. Met all sorts of cool people. So if you are one of those, thumbs up to you. You're amazing, and I really enjoyed myself doing that. Oh yeah, something I was going to say to new people who haven't been to the channel before. I don't have a schedule up anywhere. It's one of those things that's constantly changing, and I'm trying to work it into a position where I'm fixed on doing certain things every single week, so you know what's going on. This vlog always happens every Sunday, and I'm trying to make sure that it always happens on Sundays, and I make sure I get one out, that sort of thing. And I will try my utmost to get one Discover Indie, which is my kind of experimental article / review series, out, like highly edited, lots of cool stuff going on there. And then during the week I will get at least 1 or 2, preferably like 1 each weekday, aside from whenever a day I put up Discover Indie, at least a couple of those about free indie games or cool games that have been released that I don't have enough time to do full reviews on. So like first impressions things, quick looks, that sort of thing. That's what I want to do, just to get as many games covered as possible, and explore what you can do with some free stuff and some paid stuff, and what's going on in that sort of thing. Yeah, so if that's the sort of thing you dig, then stick around. I also tweet about games. Sometimes I don't get around to covering them on the channel, so I tweet about them at GamingFTL. Oh, and there's a Steam group. If you can't find people to play indie games with, because sometimes they have very small audiences, that's the thing. They find their niche, and not a grand amount of people get to play their game, which is sad. But you know, if people enjoy it, then they should find other people. Hopefully through my Steam group, which should be in the description. So yeah, that's that. What else was I going to say? I've got a list down here. Oh yeah, last week as well, I went to help my parents. If you'd watched the previous vlog, I carried lots of heavy stuff, and it was nice to see my parents, but it was really boring work, which is to be expected, just helping them move. So they're doing really well with their stuff. And then before I went to Feral Vector on the Friday, on the Thursday I travelled down to London, and I needed a place to stay. So I went to my brother's. I stayed at his house and looked after his babysat his kids for in exchange for room and board, which they're monsters. They're terrors. They're 4 and 5 years old, I think. Oh god, I'm so bad at ages. They're my niece and nephew, obviously. So I should know how old they are, but I don't. So I'm a terrible person. But yeah, they're young enough to be really annoying and always want sweets and video games and stuff. And I was supposed to be the one that stopped them from doing that when they had to go to bed, that sort of thing. When I'm normally the one that's like, yeah, give them lots of sweets, shake them up and send them back to their parents, and then play games with them while they're staying. But I had to get them to bed and fed and stuff like that, which was nice. It was nice spending an evening with them. But there was one instance. You know, when you're a kid and you like a video game, but you have to go to bed, and your parents say, you have to stop that now, your time's up, you got to go to bed. But you always say, oh come on, I just need to do this one more thing. I had that horrible experience of having to say that to my nephew, and he was like, oh, but I need to do one more thing, and I didn't want to go to... But because I hadn't played the game that he was playing like one of those browser-based Lego games. It was basically like a top-down RPG thing. I had no idea anything about this game. I didn't know whether he could stop. I didn't know whether it would save if he left the browser. I didn't know any of that stuff. So I was just like in that awkward position of having to just tell him to turn it off. So I felt bad for that. But he was being a brat, so he deserved it. No. Aside from that, I think I've got everything that I wanted to cover covered. Fortunately, there's... Oh no, there it is. There's a bit of thunder. Lots of rain. It's quite nice when it rains outside, because everything gets all misty. Oh yeah, on the 9th, if you can get tickets to it, I haven't checked back since I got my ticket, but there are free tickets in Brighton for Games by the Sea, which there will be lots of games there to play, people just chilling out, having a good time, that sort of thing. That's exactly what it's for. So if you go there, if you're going to go there, let me know, and we can talk and cool stuff. I don't know why I keep on doing this a lot, but yeah, have a lovely week. If you're going to Games by the Sea, I will see you there. Goodbye.